Out here at Life Mantra Tarot. I feel like this is too close. Um, Whatever. But hi, guys. Welcome to my channel. This is Michelle here at Life Mantra Tarot. I hope that you guys are all doing well. Yeah, I actually don't like this setting anymore. I want this one. I like that one a little bit better. All right, but anyway. Yeah, so I hope that you guys have been doing well. I haven't checked in it's been about a week, give or take. So yeah, I hope that you guys have all been well. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope you like what you see here, and hit that subscribe button. Hey, my sister is here. What's up? Whoop, whoop. You inspired me to go on because that girl, I'm in my PJs. I was laying down. I put the reading up on the smart TV. And I was just like, listening, and I was just like really in my meditative state as I was listening to the reading. And then when you were like, oh, I don't know if she's still here, but I was like, yeah, girl, I'm still here. But yeah, so yeah, I've just been tired, so I just haven't had the energy. That's part of the reason why I'm only doing a collective tonight. But I'm here, and my girl did inspire me to go on tonight. So yeah, if you're looking for other amazing readers to subscribe to, I would strongly recommend checking out my girl Tears and Wheat Tarot Show because she's absolutely amazing. She is a person who I trust with my energy, and she's just great at what she does. So gifted, so talented, and just an overall amazing person. So yeah. I'm happy to see some other familiar names popping in. I'm glad to see you guys. Hope that you guys have been well. So before I start going on the whole spiel, because you guys know me, I talk too much. Just wanted to say hi to everybody and say I love you guys. Thank you for coming back. Back to check this channel out and continue to be supporters. For those of you who have been rocking with me for a while. So yeah, welcome back. So without further ado, before I start blabbering on too much, um, we're gonna just kind of dive right in. I've already cleansed the energy and everything. Speaking of energy, we're gonna use the Energy Oracle deck. I felt drawn to it, and my girl just used it on her reading too. She used a lot of different ones, but that one I like when when I got motivated to read, my eyes went do 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 do, and I was like, okay, yep, we're gonna go with those. So yeah, we're gonna just you know dive in, see what's going on with y'all, um, and all that good stuff. This is a collective message, just so you guys are aware. I'm not doing personals tonight, but I'm not sure when I'm going to be doing the personals, to be honest with you, because it's obviously with the holiday this week. For those of you who do happen to celebrate or observe it in your own kind of way, um, a lot of us are probably going to be with family and doing things like that or traveling. So envy tried to come out before I even finished shuffling. So be careful of envious energies around you. Don't know. Not sure what that's about. But all right. So Spirit, enter that positive energy into this reading for the collective. Show them what they need to see at this time for their highest good. Clear us the most accurate messages possible, please and thank you. So yeah, let's get started. A couple more shuffles. All right. Okay, I saw this when I split the deck. Healer of the Ages. So there's some healing energy around you right now. Maybe you guys are natural healers yourselves. Maybe you're healing through something that took place like in the past, and you're just kind of going through the motions right now and trying to release some of that old stagnant energy. I'm getting something like that. I'm getting, as I'm looking at the card, I'm getting the heart chakra might be very, very important right now, as well as third eye and crown. Let me know if that makes sense. But let's see what pops up. Hey, Queen. What's up, girl? You caught me because I know I haven't been on as like I had like a little bit of a little, not a schedule per se, but y'all kind of knew I would come on a few times a week. And now like I've slowed down just because I had a lot of stuff going on. But I'm trying to get the momentum to get back into the swing of things. It's been a little bit rough though, so I'm happy that you're here. All right, so we have the Temple Path here. This card, it's kind of like, to me, it represents this energy of, there's a path that's being kind of lit for you, that you feel guided at this time to do something, um, or something is about to be illuminated for you. It could be something that, going towards the things that you've been trying to work on manifesting or something along those lines. You might be being called to use, certain gifts or talents at this time. Because we do have Magician and the Mirror on the bottom of the deck. So maybe there's certain things that you've been kind of putting on the back burner, a talent or a gift in which they want. When I say they, I mean like your spirit guides and stuff might be wanting you to utilize more. That maybe you've been putting on the back burner, but you've been being guided. So listen to that inner voice. I know it's hard sometimes because sometimes our inner critic comes in and messes things up a little bit, and maybe you just need that extra push, and your spirit guides might be trying to help you along the way when it comes to that. Let me know if that resonates at all, but that's something that I feel that card might represent at this time for you guys. Tell us more. Yeah, see, it's funny because like some of these cards are kind of reminiscent of some of the stuff that I saw in Lati's reading that she did a little while ago. Like I said, she inspired me to go on tonight because I was chilling. I took a nap. I was chilling my Batman PJs, and I was just chilling. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna come up here looking crazy and rugged as hell. I'm gonna talk to you guys. I'm gonna see what's going on. I didn't even wrap my hair. That's how you know I was tired. Cause first thing I do when I come in the house, wrap this shit, put that shit right in the doobie. I was like, nope, I'm laying down. I'm too tired to do that shit right now. I'll do it later. But yeah, so we have two cards that came out. We have Action, and it came out along with adjacent possibilities. So, and this is one of the cards that showed up for Lati's reading that she did a little while ago. I would strongly suggest watching it on my girl Tears and Wheat Tarot show. Check her out. She's really, really good. And that was a really, really good reading she did. I definitely resonated with everything. That energy is still, it's kind of energy kind of repeating even in this reading. We tend to do this piggyback thing. um, we have this piggyback energy. Like if one of us reads first and then the other one goes on, a lot of times it's like a continuation of each other's reading, or if we're on at the same time, our readings end up coinciding with each other. It's kind of creepy at this point, but really cool because it goes to show that we're really connected. But yeah, I feel like there's so many different possibilities and avenues that you can choose to take that are being lit for you at this time. Now it's just a matter of pursuing those opportunities and those possibilities that are coming towards you, going towards them, taking the action. I just heard action plan. Maybe sitting down and writing an action plan for something, whatever it is for you. Because I don't know where this is going just yet because it's gonna be different for everybody. We'll know more when we start pulling from the tarot, but yeah, whatever this is something that's going to make you feel a great sense of balance in your life. Some of you might have Libra in your chart. We have Angel of Balance here on the bottom of the deck. So I'm getting possible Sagittarius vibes too. We are about to, actually we are already in Sagittarius season, aren't we? Yep, we are. Whoop, whoop. I'm a Saggy. um, but yeah, so I'm not sure why I picked up on that too. Maybe because it's giving me like temperance too, right? Patience. Like I'm looking at the picture, and she's holding what looks almost like an hourglass in her hand. Um, I just also heard cup half full or half empty. I'm getting that possibly even the way that you view certain things that are going on in your life. When you're going through things, because we all go through this ebb and flow, right? within our lives, and we go through our our ups and downs, and we're all guilty of it, nothing to be ashamed of. Even the most positive people go through these things. People who everything seems like it's going up, and then it goes really far down. When it rains it pours, right? It's like sometimes it's like, damn, I can't seem to get motivated, I can't seem to get out of this funk. A lot of us might be feeling like that. I'm gonna say us because I feel like I resonate with that. So our mindset is important right now too, I feel like, is what they're kind of saying, balancing those things out. um yeah, because look, there's a lot of nice positive things coming in. Blossoming abundance, I believe. Lati, didn't you mention something about abundance in your reading earlier? I feel like you did, um more than once, like in the earlier part of the reading, I think. um but yeah, the thinking woman, right, which is all about thinking, planning, right? You got the action, so that's kind of like more of a fire energy. So some of you might have fire in your chart, some of you might have air in your chart, some of you might have both. And when you put those two kind of things together, oh man, now you got somebody who not only is a thinker, but they also put their thoughts into action. So I am getting that might be something that might resonate with some of you guys. So again, let me know if this is making sense at all, if it's resonating. If it does, let me know in the comment section. Hit that like button. If you're new, definitely subscribe, because I feel like you'll like what you see here. We are building our community here, slowly but surely. I mean, if I get back to being consistent, I'm sure that it'll get bigger. Almost hitting the 400 mark, so whoop whoop. um we'll see what happens tonight. But yeah, so I have a couple people saying some stuff. I love you guys. Um Thank you, Lati. Same. That's why I always shout you out, and all of my other people who are always supportive of me, because you know, first off, you guys as the collective in general keep this channel going, right? It's not me, it's you guys. The support, it keeps me motivated to keep going. So I'm very appreciative of those of you who have been, you know, continued supporters throughout all this time that I've been up here. And I I go through my phases of like, I'm just gonna take a break. You know what I mean? But you guys are understanding and supportive, and I'm grateful for you guys. As we all help each other here. I provide you with these messages, but you guys are also motivating me to keep doing what I'm doing. So I love y'all. We have patience. See, I knew I was picking up on temperance for some reason. Ren, don't you start. You were just quiet as a church mouse all freaking this whole time. This damn cat. I love her though. So some of you might have temperance in your chart, because I was picking up on that energy before. I was like, I don't know why I'm picking up on it, but yeah, patience, temperance. Um, yeah, tempering yourself, understanding that you don't have to rush the process. Things are going to sometimes take longer than you want them to, but or we want them to. I'm gonna say we because I fall in that category too. When you want things to happen faster than they are, and you're putting all the effort, and you're like, what the fuck? Why is it not happening? Come on, it's all 1331 just now, for the time. But yeah, some of you might have Leo in your chart, possibly that. Excuse me. Angel of strength. So not only is tempering yourself important right now, but it's also about um, taming yourself. And what I mean by taming yourself, I feel like it's important at this time to also know, like that fire that you and that passion that you have within yourself to do something, to pursue something, whatever this is. Don't know what it is just yet. Um, don't First off, don't let that fire go out, but also don't let that fire burn so wildly out of control to the point where, how can I put it? You have to kind of keep your passions on. I heard they're telling me under wraps. Um, Sometimes our imaginations run wild, and that's not a bad thing. That's a great thing. But we also have to have a practical plan, right? We don't have the thinking woman here now because she's in the deck, but I felt, I mean, I know I'm moving around and stuff, but I felt like I saw a bigger shadow than I mean, I'm big, but I ain't that big, damn. Like, okay, see, this is my shadow, but I saw something like above me. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? I don't know if you guys saw that too, but I do feel like I saw something go over me like that in the back of my head. I usually don't see, I don't usually catch stuff on the camera. Let me know if y'all saw the same thing or if I'm going crazy. But I saw something. I also heard cast of doubt. I don't know if you guys have been feeling doubtful or really anxious about something. But the thing is, it's like you don't want the fire or the flame of your passions to go out. But at the same time, it is a time to kind of be more practical about whatever this is that you're trying to plan out. Um, the passion only brings you so far. You don't want it to fizzle because, like, when you don't get what it is that you've been wanting or expecting, then once that flame goes out, then it's gone, right? So you don't want that either. So it's a matter of finding that sense of, yeah, balances in the deck still too. I hate when that happens. Like, I'm like, oh, is it on the spread? No, it's not on the main spread, but it showed up. Talking about the balance, but we do have door to personal healing and happiness. So we talked about the healing aspect that we were picking up on before. Um, so there's abundance coming in, there's happiness, there's overall healing and well-being. These are all great things that, are kind of starting to make their way towards you. I remember mentioning before I was picking up on possible heart chakra energy. Well, here we go. We have woman holding a heart. For some of you, maybe part of this is romantic. Take it as it resonates. Maybe some of you guys, took a break from dating and you're about to put yourself back out there. Um, Let me know if that makes sense or if it resonates. Um, but yeah, some of you might fall into that category too. Um, of course, this is a collective message, so there's going to be different messages that are going to resonate with different people in different ways. So take the messages that resonate and leave the rest behind. Let's get like two more from here, and then we're going to start pulling from the tarot. Ooh, okay. So we have first chakra, Archangel Michael here, which is the base chakra or the root chakra. Really feeling grounded right now, or working on feeling grounded. Um, Feeling connected within yourself, with connected to source. I'm getting to. I know a lot of people think more of that being more like your crown chakra, but I'm also getting, feeling like just an overall sense of connection within yourself, um, feeling rooted and grounded, feeling a sense of security, or at least wanting to feel that whole kind of energy, getting to that point. As I say security, we have woman holding a coin on the bottom of the deck. So some of y'all might be working on your financial security. Um, Getting a message. I'm not sure if, okay, picking up on something. Let me know if this resonates with anybody. For someone who ends up watching, somebody might have been going through a really, really bad bout of issues financially, really lacking that sense of security. And you might be either expecting something new coming in, like you started applying for jobs and something might be coming through that's going to provide you with some more security. I'm also getting somebody might be wanting to start a business, or has business ideas that they're trying to put into motion, something that they're really passionate about and they care about very, very deeply. But now this is a time to sit down and come up with an action plan. I'm getting a couple of different messages here. Um, One of the things that might help you come up with more ideas, if that is the case, is meditative exercises that help you feel more rooted and grounded. It's for some of us, it's too cold now to be outside getting grounded, like in nature and stuff like that. But there's other things that you can do as grounding exercises. All you gotta do is YouTube it, or Google it. You'll find plenty of things. Let me know if any of this is making sense or resonates with you. Yeah, all tied up. I'm getting that for some of you, maybe your finances were tied up at one point. But I feel like, you guys are about to get to this point where that's about to start freeing up a little bit. I also Let me know if this resonates with anybody. I got all of a sudden super like nauseous out of nowhere. Happens sometimes when I'm reading. Um, I don't know if any of you have like this is very very specific because it doesn't have anything to do with these cards. But I am getting that somebody might have like GERD, like gastrointestinal kind of stuff going on, like acid reflux or really really bad heartburn, things like that, erosion, um, an ulcer. If you've been having like those types of pains, it might be time to go to the doctor. Let me know if that makes sense for anybody. I'm getting that for some of you, it's worsened when you're going through high levels of stress and or anxiety. So let me know if that makes sense. It has nothing to do with these cards, but it's something that I picked up on it. I felt it. Like I tasted like acid just now, like coming up. I'm fine. And as soon as I delivered that message, I felt different. But they wanted me to say that, and I had to say it. So I'm feeling somebody's ailments right now. If that is something that you've been dealing with, yeah, it might be time to go to the doctor, get that looked into, because I feel like you've been very, very uncomfortable, and you might even be dealing with like IBS, Crohn's, things like that. I'm getting something gastrointestinal type of thing. So let me know if that makes sense for anybody. Bad stomach cramping, that type of thing. So yeah. So we also have contracts here. You might be getting ready to sign some type of contracts or end contracts, things that either kept you feeling bound to something that you did not want to do financially anymore. I'm getting something like that. Or starting new contracts, new business opportunities, um, signing on clients, things like that. All cool stuff. There's 4 people in here and 6 likes. Adds up to 10. That's about, excuse me, endings and new beginnings coming in. So as we're talking about that contract card. So I like that energy. And this is going to definitely provide you a sense of greater security for a lot of you guys who resonate with that part of this message. Got 2 cards here. So we have a woman holding a heart officially out on the spread now, along with third chakra archangel Kamiel here, which is the solar plexus. That is about your confidence. Remember I was talking about confidence earlier when I was talking about the that strength card that popped up. And I was saying that some of y'all might have Leo in your chart. So, the sense of confidence within yourself when it comes to possibly putting yourself out there romantically again. Yeah, I think some of you guys make head over heart decisions a lot, which is understandable, trust me. The dating pool definitely has piss in it, maybe a little bit of shit too. But it doesn't mean that you can't meet your person or, somebody who you could connect with, even if it's just to, you know, how can I put it? Somebody who might spark your interest to at least put yourself out there again, to explore the idea of dating again, if that is something that makes sense to you at this time. The idea that you might have been on a hiatus from dating for a bit and now you're like, I kind of want to put myself back out there, but I'm not sure. Trust me, I understand. But, sometimes, when we allow ourselves to not, be so pragmatic all the time, that's what I heard, pragmatic. Um, and so transactional about everything. Allow ourselves to get to know a person and not expect them to always want ulterior not always expect for them to have an ulterior motive, right? Not everybody's out to get us. I'm gonna say us because I fall in this category. Um, I've been through a lot. I've shared a lot of my stories on here with you guys over time. And I've been through things just like a lot of us have been through things, abuse and things like that. A lot of us have a story to tell. And we're here. This is a safe space. We talk about these things within the comment section, or I talk about it with you guys. I did see 24 when I said that, or started to say that. But yeah, I just feel like this might be a time right now to, be a little more confident within yourself. You know, there's this drive within yourself that says, damn, I really want to put myself back out there. But then you get in your head. And it's like, okay. Understandable, right? But allow yourself to trusting yourself again to make a good decision when it comes to what is safe for you and your heart, right? Take the lessons that have been learned and apply them. Don't be a hard ass all the time. Easier said than done, trust me, I get it. But at the same time, you might miss out on opportunities that, are meant to bless you. Lati, didn't you say this? Are you still here? You said something real similar earlier, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is definitely an overlap. You guys might resonate with her reading for sure. Now that I'm really thinking about this, she says something about blocking blessings because there's some healing that still needs to be done. That was the whole premise of her reading, and it was a great reading. And I'm seeing that kind of popping up here too. Yeah, look, Lati, you can't make this shit up if you're still here. This is one of the cards you pulled. Can't make this up. Oh my goodness. Guys, when I say connected, me and my girl, what we are connected, okay? Yeah, attachment. I heard negative attachment issues. So some of us, I'm gonna say us, some of us might have a negative attachment to certain types of relationships, or certain types of partners that needs to be released. That might be one of the things that needs to be healed or worked on. Things like that, or the attachment to overthinking and having a negative mindset when it comes to welcoming love in, right? These are all things that kind of, make sense. Not trusting yourself when it comes to allowing love to come back into your life, right? These are all things that could be negative attachment styles. If you were to look up attachment styles online, there's different types. There's anxious attachment styles. There's so many different types. Insecure attachment styles and stuff. A lot of it starts with the childhood. In fact, almost all of them start with childhood. I'm not psychoanalyzing anybody or anything like that, but it happens. you know, I blame my degree and all the coursework I did, social work and psychology and all that stuff. So, you know, all that stuff kind of pops up sometimes in these readings, and my delivery style definitely, kind of shows that. But yeah, so we're gonna start pulling from the tarot. I know you guys are like, damn, did she just now get into the tarot portion? But there was a lot to be said here. I mean, keep in mind, I haven't checked in with you guys in like a week. So it's like, you know, you never know what's gonna pop up, right? Oh, by the way, you guys did see that this is a tarot and chill kind of evening, right? As I have on my GMEs and I'm chilling. Um, if you guys, want to roll a J or you have a little rose, whatever. Bars. No, let me stop. Uh, but whatever gets you into your momentum. I got my little jazz playing in the background. This is a chill night. We're pulling cards and seeing what's coming up, and going from there. We don't know how deep or serious these messages are going to be, but I'm feeling like this is based on, for instance, even before I did anything, on the bottom of the deck, got the death card, death and rebirth. As I had said something about 3113 earlier on the timer. So, or sorry, not 31, 1331, because we're not even 31 minutes into the reading yet. But yeah, being in your head a lot. That's one of the things that might need to be worked on. We talked about this already. So yeah, giving me death and rebirth vibes. Comes up a lot in these types of readings, or these readings in general on my channel. A lot of you guys are really in that process right now of, doing like that whole ego death kind of thing. Figuring yourselves out again, who you are, where you stand, what it is that you truly want in life at this time, so on and so forth. Going after the things that you really, value and or want at this time. All right, so let's do a we're gonna do whatever comes out instead of a spread tonight. Yeah. So we have Seven of Swords. We did have that card that said Deceit earlier. It was the first card that like jumped out of the. No, sorry, it wasn't Deceit. Sorry, not Deceit. There is a Deceit card in that deck, I think though. It was Envy. Be careful of people around you. Just saying, because there might be people who, you know, are envious of you, who want what you have, kind of thing. Um, yeah, just be careful with that type of energy. I'll just show you the cards so you guys don't think I'm just making shit up. But the fact that there's that like those two type of energies for two different decks, first cards that are like showing up. Um, just be careful with the energy around you, the people that who you consider like friends and family. I'm getting something like that. Not everybody always has your best interest at heart. Just keep that in mind. Um, so what does the collective need to know at this time? Clearest, most accurate messages. Thank you. The lovers. This is about choices. Choices. Um, which makes sense because it kind of lines up with what we were talking about before. Like there's these opportunities that are being like kind of lit up for you. Like these opportunities that are presenting themselves. And now you might have some major choices or decisions to make because, yep, look, you can't make this shit up even if you wanted to. Bottom of the deck, Two of Wands. This is all about choice. Excuse me. You guys have choices to make. Yeah. Lati, girl, if you're not here, I might have to text you after this. Text or call you. Now we have 3113. Then I say that I felt that time was going to show up because I meant to say it because I said it backwards before and now it still like I looked up and it was still there. But yes, we have the 10 of Pentacles on the top of the deck, and she was talking about how sometimes our choices could block our blessings. Um, yeah, Nine of Pentacles in the middle of the deck here. Both of those are really good cards. But it's like, our choices. Chasing possibilities. Depending on the actions that we take, right? Our ability to make the right decisions or the most effective decisions can deter us on our journey. Like we're always gonna end up in the same place eventually. It just might take a lot longer, but it's like where we're meant to be, because I do believe that there's fate and all that stuff. I believe in those things, but like and destiny and those kind of things, I do believe in that. However, I do feel that it's kind of like, think about like if you're on a road, right, and you have a whole plan to go to a place. Think of like your morning commute to work. Let's use that as an example. And then there's a detour because there's road work. If you live in Connecticut, you fucking understand. It's fucking annoying. Like you're doing your thing, all of a sudden traffic. It's like what the I-95, y'all know, and it's like the fuck, what is this? What? I was grooving, I was doing my damn thing, I planned out my morning, and all of a sudden this shit, fucking traffic, road work. Like what the fuck are y'all doing road work during fucking rush hour for? Like why? What the hell's wrong with y'all? Y'all stupid as hell. But that's what Connecticut likes to do. So that's where our tax money goes, guys. Don't move to Connecticut. But anyway, point being though, like think of it like that, right? You can have a whole like mapped out idea or plan in your head of what you're gonna do. It could even be a routine. And next thing you know, something could take you off of that path, right? So life is going to be full of twists and turns, detours, right? That might slow you down, but your destination is still going to be the same, as long as you make the right decisions. 3344, as I said that. It's all about the decisions too. Because you could just say, fuck it, I'm not going to go. I'm just going to go back home. And we stay stuck. You know what I mean? Or you could say, okay, I'm gonna still go and I'm just gonna follow the detour path. Okay, cool. Or and put it in my GPS. I might find a different route that's faster. There was that app Waze is one of them. I think it'll tell you ahead of time, like if there's traffic. It'll even tell you if there's cops around and shit. They trying to catch you slipping type shit. Oh shit, let me slow down over here. I might get a ticket. You know what I mean? I actually like that app. Like, oh, y'all the real MVPs for that one, because damn, I wouldn't have saw that cop in the cut. So I got goddamn ticket. But, anywho, yeah. So our decisions, definitely impact where we end up. Obviously, But I do feel like, as long as we don't screw up too much, we definitely are allowed, some fuck ups because we're only human, right? We're these, spiritual beings occupying these physical bodies, and we are going to make decisions and that, are very human like in its essence. We make mistakes, we learn from those mistakes, we move forward, right? So while things might be deterred, they might get slowed down, it doesn't necessarily take you completely off course. Just keep that in mind. So just know that, this is a time of, I just heard heavy contemplation. You might have to contemplate things a little bit more deeper at this time so that you can go towards the things that it is that, you're, destined to do. Um, and that's why that first card that came out was the temple path, which is all about being guided. This is a time maybe to even surrender control a little bit. you know I'm not really the most religious person, but I just heard Jesus take the wheel. you know Knowing that there's times where you gotta just kind of throw your hands up and say, you know what, I'm just going to trust in the divine at this time to handle the rest. There's certain things that we don't have control over, and that's okay. We can't control everything, and to know that there's something outside of ourselves that's bigger than us. you know to know that there is that strength of and source of power outside of ourselves, outside of this physical being that we possess. There's something beyond that can help us, that can help guide us, that can help keep us motivated, so on and so forth. That gives us that sense of strength and power to keep going. I think that a lot of us probably have been feeling like that. I'm gonna say us because I feel like I resonate with that message. Um, this is definitely a time for a lot of us to just, keep on the course. Um, and just make sure that we make, more sound decisions when it comes to where we are at this time on this path. All right, let's get a few more. Yeah, planning things out. We got the King of Swords being more strategic. We had saw the thinking woman earlier, which represented um like air sign energy, possible female energy, or just that type of energy of, really being, thoughtful and strategic, head over heart decision type of thing. Um, so some of you might have air in your chart, which I mentioned earlier. This might be a time to be more structured, do more planning, be a little bit more logical. Um, I'm also getting, for some of you, take it as it resonates and leave it if it doesn't. Some of you might be divorced or exited out of a cohabitating relationship, or, something that might have involved children, so on and so forth. I'm getting something along those lines. We have the Judgment on the top of the deck. So, yeah, for some of y'all, it could have something to do with something along those lines. Let me know if that resonates in the comment section. So that could explain why some of you guys are closed off when it comes to love. You know, if you've been divorced or ended a relationship with somebody who you had a whole family with and lived together and all that, I can see why you would be apprehensive about going back out there into the dating world. But this is that time where you can actually say to yourself, okay, self, you've learned a lot of stuff here. Now what do you do with that information? Do you stay in the situation that you're in and just, kind of kind of go through life, I don't want to say alone. Being alone is not necessarily a bad thing. Um, it just depends on how you occupy your time and things like that, and energies you have around you. If it becomes maladaptive, that's not good, right? So, you know, when you're, the things, for instance, like if like the things that you used to enjoy, you don't enjoy them anymore. Like good things, not bad things. Like if you were a cokehead or something like that, you're like, I don't really like that anymore. I don't think I want to go do that. Okay, that's different. But no, I'm talking about more like, spending time with friends and family, or hobbies that you had, like, going out and, going to concerts and stuff, and now all of a sudden, like, you don't want to do any of those fun, cool things anymore. Ask yourself the question of why is that, because that could be deeper than just the, oh, in reckless mode, or I'm like in hermit mode or whatever. It could be deeper than that. You could be battling like, and I'm not okay, maybe I am just slightly, but I'm not psychoanalyzing or anything, but no, no, I'm being serious. Like, I'm picking up on some of y'all might be depressed right now. Some of y'all might go through seasonal depression too. It is, we are approaching winter. Let me know if that resonates for anybody. But yeah, like, for those of you who resonate with that, I get it too. um I myself, and I share my stories and things like that on here all the time. I myself do have clinical depression, and you know, I've been battling that since I was, what, 18, you know. And it can be hard, especially like when it's not like you're not medicated or anything. I'm not medicated. I just go through the motions. I know myself enough to know, like, when I'm going through those periods. That's part of the reason why I haven't been on here. So it's like I go through my stuff on my own. I deal with it, and it might take some time, to recover or whatever, and then I come out of it and I'm usually, better. But it happens. And you see, not to be funny, the numbers just dwindled when I said that. So some people are like, "Oh, I don't want to hear this depression, that shit." I get it. Um, but I'm that type of reader. This is a safe space, and the same way you guys come to me with your stuff, I share my stories too. But not everybody appreciates that, and that's perfectly okay. Um, so I understand all that, and it's perfectly okay. But at the end of the day, my girl, my sister, just let me know I'm still watching. Thank you, baby. Love you. But yeah, so I say all that just to make the point that, a lot of us go through these things, and it's okay, right? Just don't allow for yourself to be so closed off to the point where you don't welcome in new relationships in your life in whatever capacity, whether it's romantic, friends, so on and so forth. Don't forget who you are, the essence of who you are. Go out, have fun, do things again. I'm trying to learn how to do that, and it's hard. Trust me. When you've been in recluse mode for years, and then like you're trying to put yourself out there again, and you're in these social situations, and you like shut down or you clam up, and it's like, whoa. Especially if you have gifts yourself, like if you're an empath and stuff, like all that energy, like all happening all at the same time. Whoa, it's like overload. But you know, I would say we can work on that, right? We do what you gotta do. Do a little bit of sage or something before you leave out the house. You know what I mean? To kind of get yourself motivated and grounded and all that, to go out there and just, have fun, explore life. You know, I'm learning more and more that, while having moments of, being in hermit and solitude and all that, good thing, definitely. Not a bad thing at all. But just don't allow it to become something that takes over your life for too long, because that, my friends, is what we call maladaptive. That is not what we want. Okay. I know I kind of was stuck on that one little card for a long time, but this is what Spirit wanted me to share with you guys. So I'm just going with what Spirit told me to say. The Hanged Man. So we have another major arcana here. Feeling, trapped within your circumstances, possibly. Remember, we saw the all tied up card in the other deck too, right? But I do feel like you guys are about to gain the sense of enlightenment, of knowing and understanding, recognizing the things that need to be released. Again, we have 3 people in here, 7 likes. So that number 10 is here again. I talked about it earlier. These endings and new beginnings that are about to start coming in. And for some of you, this might involve the heart chakra with this King of Cups here. Meeting somebody who might, spark that interest in you romantically. Or, pursuing something, doesn't have to be romantic, but something that really, really tugs on those heartstrings and gets you going and makes you feel motivated again in that part of yourself, that heart space. Beautiful feeling, to be able to have something that you're passionate about, that you love and you care for, right? Success and victory here with this 6 of Wands. I like that. I like that. A sense of recognition. Maybe I just heard this. Um, if any of you ever dealt with people who were not emotionally available, for those of you who are resonating with this being kind of a more like the romantic or love reading kind of aspect of things, Um, if you dealt with people who are not, emotionally available a lot, right? You might finally, like, as you start becoming more enlightened and learn how to let go of some of those things, you're gonna have a sense of this victory by meeting somebody who might, they might be a water sign, or it could be saying that this person is going to understand what it means to be emotionally available, what it means to feed into you in that way, right? It's good to have somebody in your corner who makes you feel good about yourself, and vice versa, who, pours into you in that way emotionally, right? they they understand your feelings, they want to understand how you feel. They don't want to talk to you in order to, react to what it is that you have to say. They actually want to try to have a constructive fucking conversation about, okay, so that's how you feel. What are we gonna do about that? Let's talk about it, right? Let's meet each other halfway. That's emotional intelligence. Um, you might come across a person like that. Now, if it's not necessarily romantic, but it could also just be simply, most of the relationships in your life have been the ones that have been so one-sided, where you're always pouring to them and they never pour into you. Maybe you're going to meet people and find it, and it might be fucking confusing because you're going to be like, what the hell is this? Because it's scary, because you're like, wait, you exist, you're real, like, are you a figment of my imagination? Like, it might feel a little bit daunting because you're going to be like, I don't know what this is. This is different. This is a different experience for me. Um, I understand that. Trust. But again, we're going back to this energy of being able to trust yourself, that you can make better decisions based on the things that you've been through. Um, this is a time to let your guard down a little bit and say, okay, you know what? Yeah, I've been through a lot of shit, but this is a time for me to be able to say, okay, I trust myself to enough to know that I can take these valuable lessons that I've learned and apply them now, and not keep making the same dumbass mistakes again. And I'm not like, I'm not being mean or a bully or something by saying that, but this is probably what you say to yourself, like, oh, I did some stupid ass shit. Those are dumbass decisions. Like, we all went through it. We all have, and there's nothing to be ashamed of, right? Again, this is a safe space. We've all been there at least once, maybe several times. Raise his hand. You know what I mean? Like, I'll call myself out on here in a heartbeat. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know everything, because I don't. But I'm living and learning just like the rest of us are. And the only difference is I'm using my personal experiences to be able to have this be a platform where I could share what I've been through and help 4747, as I said that, and help you guys navigate your journeys as well. And then I learned through you guys too, like, okay, I'm also a life coach, right? I do this, and I'm also a life coach. And the fact that one of my clients, who I absolutely adore, the fact that I've seen her grow so much since we've been working together, leaps and bounds, this girl, she's absolutely fucking amazing. And I'm just look at you. And then, like, she's so gifted too. She's gifted, like spiritually gifted as well, and her gifts are growing like crazy. I'm just like, and now there's stuff that I don't even fucking know. I'm like, girl, I don't have that gift, so I, I don't know. I might have to talk to one of my friends, my other gifted friends, about this one, and then I'll relay the message. But god damn, this girl's good, and I'm just like, it's amazing. It's got goosebumps talking about it. But like, she's so good. Like, I don't even think she realizes how amazing she is. And I try to instill that in her all the time. But what I'm saying here again, taking our experiences, learning from them, applying them, that's what I'm doing. I take my experiences that I've learned and that I've worked through during my hermit mode, when I went through isolation and I didn't talk to people, I stayed in the house, I was whatever. And now I'm able to do what I'm doing. Do you know how long it took me to fucking be on camera like this and go live, or just being on camera in general? Like, I used to just do pre-recorded stuff and then like post it. It took me forever to get to this point. At one point I only showed my hands, like a overhead view of my hands and the spread or whatever, my pretty little sequin purple, mat or whatever, or tablecloth and stuff. It was a very nice setup with all the candles and stuff. But I do like this interaction more. But point is, like, whew, guys, the things that we have to learn and go through as we grow and expand, to get into that next phase of life and just be on that upper echelon. You know what I mean? It takes time, it takes patience. Be patient with yourself during these processes, because this is not an overnight thing. This takes time. um and spirit wanted, yeah, spirit, in fact, in the middle of that spread, we have patience. So just being patient with yourself during this phase, right, or these phases. Again, I hope this is resonating. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button and that subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 400 subscribers. But yeah, I'm so appreciative of those of you who have been rocking with your girl for this reading. You guys are the best. We have Five of Wands here. So yeah, conflict, right? Chaos. There's been a lot of shit going on. I said this earlier, but there might be people trying to even compete with you, and it's crazy, because that might be one of the things you have to learn. The fact that there's people around you who don't have your best interest at heart. For some of you, not all, but you're like, damn, I thought we was homies, and now you're learning, like, they're not what they come across as. You know what I mean? Things like that. Yeah, the Tower, bottom of the deck. Some of the relationships in your life might really have, like, gotten to that point where, how can I word it? I just heard the word climatic. um, so much shit happening to the point where major endings had to take place because of the fact that these are people that you can't have around you. They're not worthy of your time. They're not worthy of your energy anymore, and you're realizing that, right? But then there's maybe even an inner conflict that's happening. That's, and that's the thing. The universe, God, whatever you believe in, they'll shake your whole world up so that you'll figure that shit out for yourself. They will put you in the most uncomfortable fucking positions, whether it's work related, whatever, relationships, doesn't matter. They will put you in the most uncomfortable positions, even your relationship with yourself. I just heard this. This might resonate with somebody. I saw 25 20. Can't talk. 52 25 as I said that. So just saying, for any of you guys who are also struggling with, like, your health, I mentioned health earlier. So that message from before might be for this person too. For those of you who, are having a hard time making better decisions in terms of health, spirit, God, whatever you believe in, the universe, your ancestors, they're going to start putting you in very uncomfortable fucking positions where you're going to be forced to make better choices for yourself. I've been seeing it in my family, like, the past few weeks. And I'm just like, whoa, back to back shit. And I'm like, bro, I don't know how much more of this I can take in terms of having to be on the like, not the receiving end, but the watching from the outside, and I can't do shit about it. You know what I mean? I can only do so much. I'm one person. um, and I have no control over the situation, because I'm not that person who needs to make better decisions for themselves, right? So for those of us who are here and who can make better decisions for ourselves when it comes to taking care of our physical vessel, though that might be a very, very specific message, but they wanted me to say that. They will put you in positions that are gonna make you fucking uncomfortable, where you're in so much pain or discomfort, to the point where you're gonna be like, okay, something's got to give. I have to make better choices. Whether it's your eating habits, needing to be more active, if you have any issues with substance abuse, blah, blah, blah. You need to go to a therapist, things like that. Let me know if it resonates. If it doesn't, let it fly. But that's for somebody who ends up watching this in particular. even if it's just one person who that resonates with. They will put you in that type of position where you have to, if it's not you, it could be somebody around you. I hope that's not the case. I hope it's not like a parent or something just as stubborn as fucking doesn't listen. But because I just got really like slightly emotional, I'm not gonna cry on camera again. Not doing it today. Not doing it. But for somebody, if that resonates, this is an important message for you. And whether it's about yourself or somebody around you, they wanted me to make sure I pointed that out. Just saying. Wow, this message got like heavy, right? I didn't know where this is gonna go. That's why I picked the deck I picked. So I'm like, this could be lighthearted or it could be a little bit heavier. Um, it's starting to become a little bit heavier, but yeah, everything does come back down to choices a lot of the time, right? That Two of Wands, we saw that earlier in the reading. We're seeing it again. And literally, the very first card was the Lovers, which is about major decisions. And on the bottom of the deck was the Two of Wands. So everything is coming down to decision making. So sometimes that inner conflict that we have, um, once you get that sense of enlightenment and realize that you have to make decisions, you have to release things that no longer serve you. We have to surrender. Once you start to understand that more, that's when these new opportunities could start to come in. As I say, new opportunities. We have Nine of Pentacles here on the bottom of the deck. Um, yeah, a lot of us, I'm gonna say us, have been through a lot of painful things. Um, I'm telling you right now, my girl Lati, aka Tears and Wheat Tarot Show. If you were to scroll through the comment section or the chat or whatever, you will see her comments. You will see her name there. Click on that. The girl's bad. When I say bad, I mean in a good way. Michael Jackson bad. She is so good though, and a lot of these messages are very reminiscent of the stuff that she just talked about in her reading prior to this, and she's actually who motivated me to go live tonight because I took a nap. I was chilling on the couch. I was just listening to her reading on the smart TV, and I just had my eyes closed. I was just listening, and just delved deeper within self because that message definitely was hitting close to home. And like I said, I got motivated to get my ass up and just, I was like, fuck it, I'm not even gonna try to look cute on camera. I know I look crazy with my PJs on and everything, but I was like, fuck it. I have a message to deliver and I'm gonna deliver it. And very, very thankful for her for always keeping me going and keeping me motivated. But yeah, taking charge of your life with this Emperor card here in the middle of the deck. Some of you might have Aries in your chart. But yeah, actually, and there's Aries on that other card too, that Two of Wands. So yeah, taking charge with authority over your life, knowing that this is a time to say, you know what, I gotta do what I gotta do for myself. I can't keep doing this wishy-washy bullshit. Like I think you guys are getting to that point now. Really, standing firm, right? Standing firm. First chakra, Archangel Michael here. That's all about being grounded and rooted, right? Standing your ground and saying, you know what, enough's enough. I have to do what I have to do. All right, let's get like maybe two more from here, and then we'll get some maybe like last like maybe motivational messages or something like that, or advice, and that'll be the end of the reading. Thank you guys for rocking with your girl. I know that I have not been as active on here lately. I do apologize for it. It's just life be life, and I have to make sure I take care of myself. I gotta take care of my family and things like that. So, but I always want to make sure that I check in with y'all and see how y'all doing too, because you guys are important to me. I saw 5858, as I said that, 5 people in here and 8 likes. So, that number might be important to y'all. We have the Three of Swords that came out, which we did see that energy just a moment ago. Now it's officially on the spread. But yeah, going through those heartbreaks and those disappointments, right? And moving forward. You might really feel a great sense of regrets in your life sometimes, or just like a sense of apathy, like, or missed opportunities even for some of you. And it's like, okay, you know what? Again, life happens, and it's up to us to make that conscious decision of how we move about the situation. Do we stay stuck in our energy and dwell upon it, or do we move forward and say, okay, enough's enough? I have way more control over the situation than I'm, giving myself credit for. I'm gonna move forward and do what I need to do for myself. Always make sure that you put yourself first, what you need first. Um, Very important. And as my girl said earlier, because I'm getting that same energy with this Page of Cups here, pouring into yourself, right? Your own self love. With that Page of Cups there, usually that's like a love offer. I mean, I could read it two ways. I could read it as perhaps you're going to reject a love offer that's coming towards you. Maybe somebody, a past person who came or is going to try to come back, and they've hurt you, and they might try to come back, and you're going to reject that shit, or they're telling you to reject it. Or it could be just saying that you're not in the best happy space right now in your life, but a lot of it has to do with the stuff that you've been through in your past that you're still working on, you're still healing through it and everything like that. And they're just saying, don't ever forget self-love, as my girl was talking about earlier. And being able to pour in yourself into yourself more, because again, your sense of happiness is definitely important, right? um yeah, and I'm also getting equal give. Why did I say it like that? Give. Equal give and take is also very important right now with the Six of Pentacles, right? Understanding what situations are worth pouring yourself into, your energy and time into. um Especially when it comes to past people trying to return. Fuck that shit. Whether it's a ex partner or like a old friend who you haven't heard from in a while who did you dirty or something like that. Like, we saw envy as one of the very first cards in this whole reading. In fact, it was the first card that showed its face. It was on the bottom of the deck. Oh no, it wasn't even on the bottom of the deck. It, as I was shuffling, it like just slid out the deck. I was like, and I looked, I'm like, okay. I put it back in the deck, but I was like, oh, we do have envy here. Just be careful about some weird ass energy around you. So it's like, yeah, people be on some bullshit, right? And that situation, whatever this was, for some of you, might have put you into that hermit mode, right? That isolation I was just talking about, that sense of feeling like you had to take some time to yourself, work on yourself, didn't want to be around people. But now you're like, okay, fuck that shit. I want to put myself back out there, whether it's dating wise or whatever, trusting people again in terms of friendship, whatever the case may be, because it's going to look different for everybody. Um, Whatever that looks like for you, just knowing the importance of making sure that the people around you are people who actually care about you and fuck with you for real, not some wishy-washy, they're in and out type of energy, right? Or you feel like you're bending over backwards for people constantly and never getting anything in return. Like, all of our relationships in our lives should be reciprocal, period. Now, doing something for a person just out of the kindness of your heart, that's fine. But what I'm saying is the relationships in our lives, right? Those relationships, it's not saying that if, let's say, if you got it like that and you let somebody borrow, $1,000, that, if you needed $1,000, they're going to do the same thing for you. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's about the intentions, right? What they can give, what they can provide, being able to know that you both can have each other's back in different ways. I've helped people out plenty of times with money and stuff. I don't really got like that either, but guess what? If I have it, I'll help. And they might not have it like that when I need help with something too. So what happens a lot of those times is, again, it's not always going to be exactly the same, but what might happen is I might need help mentally, and then I have the right people in my corner who I can have a conversation with and be able to be like, yo, I'm fucked up right now, bro. Like, I'm about to drive my car off a fucking cliff somewhere. I'm going through depression right now and it's bad. Please help me. Some people like, you know, just go to the hospital. I don't think I can handle that. No, but I have friends and family in my corner who I know, if I'm going through some type of episode like that, and like I said, I overshare in here. I know. You're probably like, damn, bitch. Yeah, that's a lot of sharing, but this is a safe space, Yeah, like I said, to the readings that I've done for people, trust me. This is kind of mild, the things I'm saying, but what I'm saying is this: there are people who I've been able to rely on, who I can go to and I trust with my energy and with my time, and they're there for me in a different capacity than I'm there for them, but it's still cohesive and it's still equal give and take. Those are relationships that you need to foster in your life. So if you've been the type that's been out there for everybody, bending over backwards for everybody else, and nobody does shit for you, reanalyze those relationships, figure out what you have to do at this point about those relationships and the relationships that you build with people in the future. Hope that makes sense. All right, so I'm gonna get like one or two more, and that's gonna be it. I think one more is good, and then we're gonna pull some advice kind of cards, and that'll be the end of this. Those of you who did stick around for the whole thing, I greatly appreciate y'all. You guys are, as look, Spirit ain't playing with y'all. Six of Pentacles is officially on the spread. They're like, stop playing in your own goddamn face, okay? You might be deceiving your damn self sometimes, as my girl said in her reading. Um, we do that sometimes, right? You know, we put ourselves out there for things and people, situations, whatever, work, whatever, and not realize that, damn, I deserve better than this. Or we know we do, but we keep bending over backwards for everybody. No more of that shit. You gotta stand in your power, baby. With this Queen of Wands, you gotta stand in your motherfucking power. Like as I look at that Leo, that Leo sign right there, it's giving me like crack the goddamn whip. You know, stand in your power and say absolutely fucking not. You did some bullshit. No, thank you. You gotta do what you gotta do. And for some of you, this might be friend related. Either way, it's a part of it's something about your community, the people around you, that you have to be, you know, mindful of about, you know, how much you put out there for them, how generous you are. Yeah. Um, I'm getting for somebody, because I'm getting more than one message here. For some of you, you might get some type of very, very fast moving energy from somebody, like a like communication, like a text message or something like that, or a conversation, and they might ask for something. You're gonna have to be the. It might be for money or something like that. And you're gonna have to shut that shit all the fucking way down. The other message I'm getting is that it could just be simply saying that this is time to kind of, I heard jump ship from those types of relationships if they exist in your life. Because again, this is a collective reading, so it's going to be different for everybody. But if this is making sense, you'll know. These are things you've been feeling. I'm about to crack another nip. Don't judge me. Um, but yeah, so like for some of y'all, you'll resonate with this idea that you've had a lot of relationships in your life that have been just so one-sided, and it's stressful when people call you and they only call you or text you or whatever because they want something. They want to borrow money, or they want to talk to you forever with their complaints, but they never ask you how you're doing. That type of shit. Like, you don't hear from these people for months at a time, and then all of a sudden, oh, hey, how's everything going? So, oh, and they start boohooing on the fucking phone. Like, that's not a true reciprocal relationship. It's not. No matter how good of a heart you have, like, that's not. No. That is not conducive to a true reciprocal relationship. So again, I do feel like that might be one of the things that a lot of you guys have been dealing with. Let me know if it makes sense. The numbers 9 and or 6 might be important to you at this time. Let me know if that makes any sense. Might be seeing a succession of those numbers or combination of those numbers. Um, and I'm even getting 3 as well. But yeah, so one more. I know I said that was the last one from this, but I got drawn to pull one more. So let's see what they say. Yeah, see? Like, the thing is that you're going to have to start paying more closer attention to the people around you with this Page of Swords. Maybe it's because like they see you coming up or you're doing some things for yourself, but you're gonna have to shut that shit all the way fucking down, because these are people who they only want what they can get from you. You have been the person who has always been the type where they could tug on your heartstrings. Some of you might have water in your chart. People could come tugging on your heartstrings and give you a sob story, and boom, you do everything for them. Now, eventually it gets to a point, even if no matter how much you love a person, see how this throat chakra is trying to close up. Sometimes what also happens is we have to understand the difference between helping and enabling. They just wanted me to say that. You see how that throat chakra closed up? That was a hard message to deliver. For those of you who might be guilty, and I raise my hand because I'm this person as well, not knowing how to, not okay, how can I put it? Having a hard time deciphering the difference between enabling and truly helping a person. Sometimes we want to do everything for everybody and be there for everybody, and then what happens is this: if you're doing too much for a person, it gets to a point where that person can't do anything for themselves because they're always relying on you to help them solve their shit. Sometimes you got to take a step back, pull back a little bit, and let them handle their own problems, especially when we're talking about adults. Like, come on. Like, you're a whole grown ass adult, just like I'm a grown ass adult. You have to figure your shit out for yourself sometimes. Just saying. Right? Um, and it's hard because it's like nobody, like, you don't want to feel like the bad guy, right? But at the same time, especially like if it's those types of friends who keep putting themselves in the same situations over and over again. We've all, or family members, whatever the case, we all know those kind of people, right? We all do. And in some cases we might have been that person, right? Keep putting ourselves in the same bullshit ass situations over and over again, and then go to get advice from somebody. Somebody gives you the advice, or them the advice, and then they do the same shit over and over again anyway. The complete opposite of what you told them to do or not to do. And it's just like, so what the fuck did you even come for me for advice for if you're gonna do the same shit all over again anyway? Leave me the fuck alone. You know what I mean? Waste my time and my energy. Um, yeah, if that makes sense or if it resonates, that might be one of the things to work on. Knowing, when to kind of pull back a little bit on the reins in those situations and be like, okay, I can't really help you. You gotta figure that out for yourself. Sorry. Love you, but yeah, look, gotta hold back sometimes. Four of Pentacles, holding back that energy. Because the thing is, if you keep on helping people who need to help themselves, you ever heard of? Any of you guys have ever heard that? It's a quote, and there's also a song too. But it says, "Give a man a fish, they'll eat for a day. Teach him how to fish, and he'll live forever." It's basically saying if you keep on like doing things for a person, they'll never be able to acquire the skills needed to survive and do things on their own. So that would be enabling, right? If we constantly are doing things for other people and they not letting them be able to figure their shit out for themselves. And then you can you can teach them, or equip them with the skills and or knowledge necessary to figure their situation out, and they go from there. And guess what? They're going to appreciate you in the long run. Maybe not initially sometimes, but they will appreciate you a lot more for being able to help them, truly help them get to where they needed to go, and utilize again those skills that you might have helped them with, or the knowledge that you've equipped it and instilled in them when it came to whatever their circumstances are. It's kind of like when you're in therapy, right? Your therapist, if you ever been to therapy, or life coach, anything like that, like they give you skills, right, necessary to help you grow and move from a certain situation, and then you apply those skills in different contexts, and then you're like, oh shit. Especially like mind set stuff, like, oh wow, like cognitive behavioral therapy, that type of stuff. And then it's like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. I was able to figure it out myself. Great. Like, versus somebody like babying you, right, and doing everything for you, like, oh, goo goo gaga, I'm gonna cut your little chicken nugget so that you don't choke on it. Like, Nigga, you might have to choke on that big ass chicken nugget so you could understand. Oh, don't put all that fucking chicken nugget in your goddamn mouth. You're gonna fucking choke. I told you. You didn't listen. You had to learn that lesson on your own. But I did equip you with that information, and you just didn't listen, right? And the thing is, for some of y'all might get in your head about it, like, oh damn, like I love this person or whatever, these people, blah 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 blah, and it's like, at the same time, again, you have to be able to, kind of discern when it's, how can I put it? I guess the appropriateness of it. That's a good way to word it. The appropriateness of, when it's okay to be more hands-on in a person's life and be like, okay, look, this is how you have to do this, da 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 da, versus, okay, this is my advice to you. Do as you may with that information. You know what I mean? Sometimes people do need that extra sense of, holding their hand a little bit in guidance, like the training wheels, if you will. And in other cases, like, nah, you gotta throw them to the fucking wolves and they gotta figure it out. You know, the baby has to leave the nest at some point because you guys are natural born leaders. You're on the bottom of the fucking deck. So, you see what I'm saying? Um, so we're gonna get like 3 cards to close out this reading. For those of you who have stuck around for the whole time, I greatly appreciate y'all. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I really, really appreciate the continued support. This number 10 is showing its face again because we do have fear. It says 37 here for the number. Your fears are keeping you from moving forward into the life that you deserve. Exactly. We talked about this earlier. Being in your head, overthinking, your past experiences being the thing that kind of, keep you stuck and bound. I talked about self-love earlier too. This is on the bottom of the deck, but I'm going to read it. You're learning that your capacity to love others, throat chakra. that okay, I'm going to read the card, but I'm going to tell y'all what I just picked up on. You are learning that your capacity to love others is directly related to your ability to love yourself. Exactly. Perhaps some of you guys, tend to extend and, pour into other people too much because people didn't pour into you. So you're trying to fill a void. You're like, oh, the more, it's called codependency, just putting it out there. Sometimes, what happens, I'm going to say we, because I've been in this situation before, and sometimes I still go through it even now. But, you know, if you never really felt, those, and we talked about attachment styles earlier, for those of you who have insecure attachment style when it comes to relationships, that starts from childhood. Just putting it out there. So if you did not have a secure attachment style with your parents or your caregivers as a kid, or people who you really, really felt drawn or close to, grandparents, aunties, uncles, whatever the case, right? Take it as it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. But if there was that type of attachment style that existed back then, what happens in the later, parts of life, adulthood and stuff like that, you try to, a lot of people try to, either mimic what it is that they were missing out on or recreate it like a puppet. They're like, ooh, there's a little bit of manipulation involved. Don't beat yourself up about it. I'm not beating you up about it either. This is just, these are facts. I'm not making this stuff up. You really could research this and you'll see it. But what happens a lot of times is where codependency comes in. You might build relationships with people who are needy, who you try to pour into because of the fact that, oh, I never felt needed by anybody else, so I'm going to meet people not on purpose, but subconsciously, who make me feel valid because they need me. And because they need me, I have a position in their life that I have to fulfill. Keyword, you feel like subconsciously. I have to fulfill that position. So therefore, I will do everything for this person because if I don't, then that means that they no longer need me. That's what codependency is. And when it rears its ugly head, it's so crazy because it's like you're like, the fuck? Once you understand what that shit actually means, it's very, very complex. And you're like, oh. When you start to dissect things in your life, you're like, oh shit. I didn't realize that before. Some of y'all might be going through an ego death right now as we speak. A second ago, there were 4 people in here, and 9 likes adds up to the number 13. Just saying. Ego death. But yes, but that self love portion is really important right now for a lot of y'all. Yeah. But I think a lot of the things that you've been going through have also, heightened a lot of your spiritual gifts. And I talked about that earlier. The fact that I feel like, a lot of you guys probably are highly gifted, intuitive, all that stuff, empaths, that type of stuff. Have your own abilities as well, and you're, trying to tap into them. Perhaps you're afraid to tap into them because you don't know if you're good enough, things like that. There's that self doubt that comes in. Don't allow self doubt to get the best of you. Easier said than done, I get it. We have karma here, number 11, and I saw 11 earlier too. In fact, now that I'm looking at these cards, it's almost like telling a story with the numbers 37, which adds up to 10, and now we have 11 here. You may be involved in a situation that requires justice or fairness. Earlier in the reading, I did mention that I was picking up on possible Libra energy, so let me know if that resonates. But nonetheless, there were karmic lessons that had to happen in order to get to this point. Everything happened exactly the way it was supposed to, even with all the pain that you might have felt and things like that. I know that sounds crazy. And now we got the number 11 here again. I also see the number 121. But yes, uh, I do feel like, had to go through these different lessons and things like that. And we saw the contract card earlier, which could possibly represent karmic contracts as well. So in the first deck that we used, so it's kind of crazy how it all kind of comes back full circle at the end of the readings. I love how this happens. And look at that, 13 here again. Tough love. Uh, 49 adds up to 13. It is time to tell the truth about something you have been avoiding. Exactly. Wow. Yep. So, yeah, Spirit is basically just saying, this is definitely like a, ego death kind of thing, death and rebirth type of vibes, karmic lessons being learned about, you know, past relationships and situations in your life in which you've had to learn the importance of being able to set healthy boundaries and understand, not to overextend, right? That's one part of it. But now the other part is as you're moving on into new phase, being able to discern what relationships to foster, as well as, how can I word this? What relationships to foster, but also being able to be available enough to welcome in new relationships in your life, whether it's romantic, friends, family, doesn't really matter. The whole point is there are these different relationships that are about to come into your life now that you're going to have to be able to say, okay, I need to allow myself to trust the situation a little bit more and trust myself a little bit more, that I can make a healthy decision, that I have learned my lesson. And it does take time, you know what I mean? In some cases, it takes years. No, it just depends on where you are in your journey. And my girl Lati was talking about the journey earlier. I'm telling you, check her out. Scroll through the comment section if you're still here. And yeah, if you see Tears and Wheat Tarot show, check, click on her page, subscribe, or her channel rather. Subscribe, watch her stuff. She's so amazing at what she does. And not just subscribe, hit that notification bell too, because when she goes live, oh, she goes live. And she goes live like several times a day. I don't know how she does it. It's very impressive. I'm lucky if I do it a few times a week. She does it a few times in a day sometimes. I'm like, damn, this girl's good. To have that type of momentum going, oh man. Well, I'm proud of her though for everything she's been doing. That's my girl. But nonetheless, we do have on the bottom of the deck positive life changes. It says positive Life changes are ahead if you choose to trust in the process. You can't make this shit up even if you wanted to. What the hell? Guys, when things come back full circle like this, oh my gosh. Wow. Like, I'm not even gonna, like, because there's so many cards that, like, coincided with what was just seen there. I said that earlier for those of you who were watching. I literally said on more than one occasion that a lot of it does come down to choice, right? Free will, and being able to say, okay, I have choices to make when it comes to making these more positive decisions and choices in my life. And some of these decisions are going to be hard, right? Letting go of, old ways of doing things and patterns and things like that, relationships, so on and so forth. That shit's hard. It is, but it's what needs to be done. They also want you to surrender, and we talked about this too, automatic negative thoughts. You are learning to take charge of the thoughts you choose. Choose. So all these cards about choices here to give life to. Absolutely. Middle of the deck, we have restlessness. So some of you might be having a hard time sleeping. Um, Find a way to calm the waters of your mind here in the middle of the deck. So yeah, if you've been having like a hard time sleeping or anything like that, or just like overthinking in general and stuff, they're just saying, look, we get it. Life's hard. Suck it up, buttercup. No, I'm just joking. Um, but no, like, life definitely, be life, and sometimes for all of us, we all have our different, things that we've got going on. And the whole point is being able to get grounded enough to know, okay, and find that sense of, willpower within yourself to say, okay, I'm going to keep the momentum going. I'm going to keep this ball rolling. Life is hard, but I got this, even when life feels like, almost impossible to continue. We're all here for a reason. You know what I mean? Find your reason and stick with that. And don't let that light burn out. Come up with a practical plan of how to execute that. Whatever that may be. It could be the simplest thing. It could be like, you know what? God damn. These motherfuckers in my say you live down south or something, you got barbecue sauce. I don't know. I don't know why I said barbecue sauce. Maybe somebody want barbecue. Maybe my fat ass might want barbecue. I don't know. But, like, damn. All these barbecue sauces are real good, but shit, my grandmother's barbecue sauce was better than shit. And I'm gonna doctor it up my own way. I'm gonna sell that shit. And maybe you're scared because you're like, it's just barbecue sauce. It's like why am I gonna, like? There's so many damn barbecue sauces. Like, why would I even be successful? So you have the inner critic talking and saying things that, knock your idea down or your thoughts down, that passion that you have about something. But there's room for everything. Think about how many different laundry detergents there are. Think about how many different, you know fucking cake companies or soup companies, whatever, right? There's a lane for everything, and there's always room and space, right? It could be something a little bit more abstract. I don't know, like, but there's something that you guys are really passionate about for some of y'all who resonate with that part of the reading, like, that you're holding back on, and they're like, look, we've been nudging you, we've been pushing you, now it's time to actually put forth the effort. Here you go, honey, like, do it, you know and you'll know what that is for you. Like, that's gonna be different for everybody. And, for some of you might not resonate with that part of the reading at all, which is perfectly fine. For some of you, it's more about the relationship stuff. But, like, there's more than one message that came through, and I'm just trying to do like a little wrap up here before I close out. But yeah, nonetheless, I love you guys. I'm not sure when I'm gonna talk to y'all next. I might try to sign in on Thanksgiving. We'll see. I did last year, and that was pretty fun. So we'll see how I feel about doing it this time. But actually, last year it wasn't a live. I basically just I pre-recorded, because at that time I wasn't doing live readings yet. But I did pre-record and I posted. But maybe I'll go live for Thanksgiving to show some appreciation. And you never know, I might have some tricks up my sleeve, like free readings or something. I don't know. I ain't making no promises. But, you know, you might want to hit that notification bell so that you could be, you know, aware if anything does happen like that. Just saying. So with all that said, thank you guys for tapping in for this past hour and a half. I did not expect this to go that long. But there's a lot of information here. There's actually not even a lot of cards. Like as I'm looking at the cards that are here, there's not a lot of cards. There was just a lot of information, a lot of downloads. Like spirit was definitely like flowing through me just now and like, look, these messages need to be delivered. You know? Um that's what happens sometimes if I like wait long periods of time to go on here because they be like, oh no, you there's a reason why you felt like drawn to go on. I was chilling. I took a nap and shit after work. Then I was watching my girls reading, and then I was like, damn, okay, I'm gonna get my ass up. I'm gonna just go. I'm not even gonna change my hair, nothing. I'm just gonna go just like this, raw, just all up in it. Pause. No. I love you guys though, for real, for real. You guys are the best. So for those of you who, if you are new and didn't hit that button yet, do you know what to do? Do the damn thing. Um, I love y'all though. If you do happen to celebrate Thanksgiving, or do something in some type of way of enjoying that day with your family or anything like that, definitely, you know, just sending all that love to y'all and your family and or families rather. And yeah, so we're gonna tap in again soon. I'm not exactly sure when. I'm gonna try to get my momentum back. Like I said, life has been lifing, you know, but I will try to get back on some type of schedule and stuff like that so I could, you know, see those. I don't see your faces, but I see your beautiful names pop up, and you know, always want to show my sense of gratitude to you. So with all that said, until next time, my darlings. Mwah.